And welcome to Tabletop 24. I'm Alan.
I'm John.
And welcome to part 3 of my 2022 Cull. I've started to get rid of a few games. There was a few controversials in the second video.
Yeah.
You were surprised about.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll regret the decisions, but hey ho, we will see what's going on. So we've got a bit of a mix.
Cleared a space on the shelf.
Did a bit more than a space. I've got to sell the stuff first, to be fair.
Yeah.
If everything goes, I've probably potentially cleared up to 1 and a bit shelves. So let's see where we get with today's lot.
Right, first one I'm going to go. I mean, this is going to be a keep. I know this isn't going anywhere.
No, it's not. No, this was a massive surprise to us, and we'll eventually do a role play again on it. This is Heart of Crown Fairy Garden, which is the standalone sequel to Heart of Crown, and it's a deck building game. I love my deck building games. It was something I was provided when I backed the Meeple Circus. Meeple's Corner. Yeah, I'm a bit of a clown now. Meeple's Corner Kickstarter, and that was provided as part of that. And it was like, oh, anime game. I'm not really into my anime.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get rid of it until I play it. Played it, and it was such a shocking game in the sense of how good it was.
Yeah.
So much so, one of our friends has picked it up at the UKGE and picked up every single thing, including all the promos, because Japanime Games was there. The role was represented there. And yeah, he spent a nice bit of money on all of it. So, but that is going to stay here because I think it's a great game. And it's a nice, and it's also in a small box as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It helps it. So it sits on one of our, I'll go and stick it straight back on the shelf. That's how committed we are to it. All right. Hostage Negotiator. It's a brutal solo game. I think most solo games are brutal. I want to.
Have you played through?
I've played it several times.
Right.
You've never won it.
Okay.
I think it's a very good game. I think some of the other solo games I've got are better.
Right.
But I do want to play it a bit more to see whether I can actually understand it. So no, it stays.
So maybe.
Doing the maybe.
Broken.
Another solo game, but this one's got a bit more to it, I think, for me. There was obviously a lot of controversy around the Kickstarter when this did come around. It is a Kickstarter game, and there was issues with sort of shipping and production and everything, and I was lucky enough to get my copy. I think some people didn't. And yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I think the quality of the game is quite good. It's got a lot to it, and I think for me, it's not going anywhere. It's a keep.
Okay. Someone is Duel.
I'm getting more and more two-player games in the collection at the minute, but I think this does two-player games better than any others.
Yeah, as a two-player implementation of not just the Seven Wonders, but a two-player game, it is very good. It is very, very good.
Yeah, and I think actually if this was Seven Wonders would be going, but Duel would stay.
Yeah.
I think Duel is a much nicer game in that sense.
Yes, I would agree with that.
That's staying. It's quite a nice and easy one.
My Father's Work. Now, caveat here, this is brand new. Is the app out yet?
No, I reckon it's going to be... There was an update the day before this video came out saying that it would be 1 to 2 weeks.
I mean, look at it.
It looks really nice, and it's got game trays inserts. Check out the unboxing of it. It looks really, really nice, and I'm really eager to get that to the table. I'm probably not going to get it to the table until the app's ready. I suspect there's a lot of people that will be the same.
Yeah.
There is an online sort of scenario, but it's all text driven rather than the nice that they're working on. So that ain't going anywhere, obviously, for quite clear reasons.
Then a Renegade game as well.
Yeah,
but I love a Renegade game.
Drop this.
Summoner's Isles.
Kickstarter game. I think it's a really, really nice area control game. I think in a small form, small amount of time, it has its place. But I think I've got area control games that do stuff better now. It's a small box. I'd recommend it to anybody. But I think for me at the minute, it's a going. Cool.
Dungeon Draft. Love it.
What would you say? What's your reckon for this one, Joe? Straight up, it's an incredibly good drafting game. Set collection, tableau building. Yeah, it's got everything in it. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. I think it's a really, really, really good game.
Desperados of Dice Town.
Emma got me this recently for as a present, which was really nice of her. I think I want to give it a couple more plays before we make a decision on it. It's fairly light in what it's trying to do, and you are rolling dice to essentially shoot the opposing team. and getting some special abilities to it. So that is going to sit in our maybe pile. It might well disappear in the future, but for now, it's staying where it is. All right.
Hadrian's Wall.
Oh.
A heavyweight roll and right.
Heavyweight roll and right. This flip and right. This is not going anywhere. I'm denied about getting it for so long. I picked it up in the last 2 months, and I can't stop playing it. I think it's absolutely no. I think the caveat in that is I do think it's a solo game opposed to a multiplayer game.
Yeah,
but, I mean that's one side of the board. So yeah, I think it's absolutely fantastic, and I think it's very thought provoking. There's a solo campaign out there for it. I think we may eventually see some sort of expansion, although there's quite a lot in the box to start with. Look, we'll get to the Garfield shelf later, but because this is one in their ancient trilogy series or ancient series. But I'm a big lover of Garfield stuff.
Yeah, that's a keeper.
That's a keeper. It's not going anywhere. And if it was to go anywhere, it probably breaks somebody's tongue.
Code names.
Yeah, it's a staple. I think
Great party game.
Party games go. I think it's nice to have that sort of party game element in it when you're not really playing with.
Yeah, I mean,
gamers. Quite nice 3D printed insert.
I mean, Decrypto does the similar, which I had a copy of unopened, which I sold. But yeah, it's a great party game.
Yeah, but there's not much more to say to it than that. It stays in the collection purely on that basis.
Yeah.
And I think, like I say, it's going to come out with a certain group of friends. It's going to come out after a few beers. And you play it with anybody, so that's it.
Yep. Awesome.
Yes, thank you, I am. This was One Free Elephant. This was a Kickstarter, but this was actually the retail edition that I picked up. It's a really nice semi-dexterity moving around a mine, collecting the ore.
Runaway mine carts.
Yeah, and you have to stack the ore in your cart, and if when you move it, it falls out. That's it, it falls out.
Yeah.
Other people can then come along and pick it up. So really nice. You have to get wrapped back around and sell your ore. I like it, but I think it doesn't live anymore. I think it's a very, very, very good game, but I think with all the other stuff I've got to get to the table, it just can't do it at the minute. So, going on there.
Undaunted. Unplayed.
Undaunted. So that's quite clearly not going anywhere. We were quite lucky to get a copy of Normandy from Osprey Games, and then we picked up Reinforcements as well. We're quite excited to get this to the table. Obviously picked up Reinforcements to extend the player count. So that's not going anywhere just yet. So we want to get that played and see what happens there.
It's a wonderful world. I'm going to hazard a guess that this isn't going anywhere.
No. So the only reason it's not going anywhere is because I'm going to tie this in with this one. We've not yet played this. Okay. So for anybody that's played It's a Wonderful World or Terraforming Mars, they're very similar games. I think there's more of a game in Terraforming Mars because you're looking at icons and stuff like that, but you're building stuff off of the cards you've got here. So I think for me, this scratched my itch for Terraforming Mars.
Yes, it's a nice game.
And it has got 2 campaigns in it. So we've played through the first campaign. Actually, no, sorry, it's got 3 campaigns in it. We played through the first 2.
Right, okay.
And we've got one to go. So I think once we've played the second one, I might consider letting it go because it's a big box. Because we've got those campaigns.
Replayability, once those campaigns are done, I think would be minimal.
There's a lot of replayability. I think there is because you can mix and match with the cards, and when you play the game, you don't see all of the cards come through.
Yeah.
So I think there is a game still there, but I think for me the excitement was going through the.
Okay. And Ares.
So Ares hasn't been played yet. Obviously, this is supposedly Terraforming Mars Lite. I haven't played it yet. Don't own Terraforming Mars, and I was going to pick up all of it on the last Kickstarter, but decided against it because that is everything. So I picked this up, want to play it. Obviously, the 3 expansions to this have just gone to Kickstarter as well, which I was umming and ahhing about, but decided against because I wanted to play this first. As very much the theme of this video is going to be what games can I get to the table, what am I playing, and I want to be able to play the games I've got.
Yeah.
So I want to play this. That needs to be played. So that's not going anywhere. It's Wonderful is not going anywhere. but I do suspect one of these will go and the other will stay.
It depends on how that plays.
I think that, and I genuinely think that's where that will be for me. It's going to be how well Terraform Mars Ares plays, and the fact that it's got the 3 expansions that are coming as well.
Yeah. No, I don't think this is going to go anywhere, so I'm just going to put this straight back on the shelf.
Absolutely. So that is, yeah. I mean, it was our first wood play game video.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
You couldn't ask much more for
No,
it.
you can't. So do you want to do these 3?
These 3, there is another one, but we'll get to that in another session because that is in the completely unplayed hole. So these are I think it's the Dark Cities. Yeah, Dark Cities anthologies. So these are not books. These are in fact games. Production quality on these is fantastic. These aren't going anywhere. They're all very good. They're all very different. For me, still Tortuga rules the 3, but I know other people prefer Salem and some prefer Deadwood, and I've not yet played Bristol. I have got Bristol, so that'll be coming. I'll get that to the table as soon as I can, but they do play larger player counts, so I think that's where
they're good party games, but more in-depth gamers games, party games, if you get my drift. I like Tortuga, but and I like Salem and Deadwood as well, but they all suffer from a bit of if you get the wrong end of things, you can be doing very little throughout the game.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree there.
But yeah, they look fantastic.
And yeah, they're nice to have in the collection, to be fair. And I'm hoping we're going to see another one in this series at some point soon. But I think they're brilliant. I think what they do is very good. And yeah, like I said, it struggles a bit because they play better at 6, 7,
higher player counts.
So this is more of I've got 2 games going. Right, bring the 2 groups together to play these. I think it does suffer from that, but I think it'll be all right.
Dragonwood.
Another gift that was brought back from the States for me, and I think it's a really nice game. I think it has its place. I think possibly I've outgrown where that is. So for me, I am gonna be getting rid of this. I hate to get rid of gifts, but at some time they're on a shelf, and at least I've had some use out of them.
I've got a couple of games that were gifts that I'm definitely thinking of getting rid of.
Yeah, and it's always a shame, particularly obviously as my main hobby is gaming. People tend to think of getting games for me, which is great. There'll be games potentially that I'm not even.
Ask first which ones we want.
There is that, and Dragon was fantastic, and I'm really, really grateful for having it. But yeah, there's that bit of it's not stuck around. We've got it to the table a few times. I think it's a really nice game, but it's just I think potentially it's more of a family weight game than what I'd normally play. So
again, back to 3 big titles.
Yeah, from 3 big titles. I'm going to make this one quite easy though. We'll talk about in depth.
Keep.
Yeah, and that's the easy bit. So we'll talk very, very briefly about why on all of them. So Activision's Incorporated. I don't own another version of Clank. This is our copy that we run through the Legacy game. It has changed the game completely, but if I ever want to play Clank and I would need a copy, this is going to be the version. Now, I may be tempted to get a copy of Clank at some point, and then potentially this will leave. But yet again, and I'm hopefully not going to spoil too much.
It's the uniqueness that you've made the board that no. Yeah, it's the uniqueness.
It was also the fact that I've gone to the effort of painting the miniatures for it, and not only that, I did get the additional adventuring parties for it. So we have a full sort of battalion of 12 characters plus mana threats. So I'm kind of loath to get rid of this purely on that basis. So like I say, I want to keep it around for that. It will stay in the collection, but I might well be tempted should there be another edition of Clank come out that I can use this stuff with. And what I would actually do is I'd keep the cards.
Yeah.
Keep the cards from the game. Now, some of it won't be relevant, but I'd definitely keep the cards. Yeah. But the board, like I say, if you're playing with somebody that's not played Acquisitions Incorporated, they're going to get spoilers. If you're playing with somebody that's got halfway through it, you're going to be playing with spoilers. So you've got to be very, very careful with spoilers, John. Spoilers. But I think fantastic game. And
You can say no more than that. It is a fantastic game.
Yeah. So that's there. Right. Junior Imperium. Obviously, we started our last video. Was it our last one? Or was this video with Arnak? Everybody compares the two, Junior Imperium and Arnak. For me, they are different games.
They are different games. I mean, you could even throw Clank into that comparison if you really want to. I think there's similarities between all three. They are disparate games. They are separate things. I'd play either of them.
Yeah, and I like the IP of Dune. Obviously, this is the collector's box. It's got all the miniatures in it, all the nice extra bits, and I've also got the expansion in there as well. So that ain't going anywhere, at least potentially for the next year, because I want to play it all through and get mini plays out of it. And I think it was a very good game. I picked it up.
And the praise the Lord, all singing, all dancing, Lords of Vegas.
Yeah,
In a leather case with all the expansions, lovely wooden chits.
This was my sort of extravagant expenditure. So it was very much, I'm just going to pick that up because I wanted something that in the collection that was a full-on proper collector's edition of the game, and that, like I say, isn't going anywhere. It's very much a collector's piece.
I'll give you $5 for it.
I'd give you a slap.
Yeah, exactly. No, don't fetishize games very much, and they shouldn't be fetishized. You shouldn't, but that is a magnificent thing.
Yeah, and the game's really good. I think, is this copy completely overproduced? Absolutely. But it's a collector's piece. And I think it's probably not quite worth what I paid for it. But I think in time it will be. It's not something I'm going to get rid of. So
you don't buy. I don't think you'd buy a copy of this just the store to sell to make money. Games are made to be played, and this does get to the table, and it's not only does it look good, it plays well as well. It's a bloody great game.
Yeah,
is what it is.
Yeah. So got rid of 3 more.
That's not bad
for the sell pile. Got 2 in the maybe pile, which I think may quite well go. But we'll just have to see. I'm gonna try and see if I can get them back through again. And then we've got quite a few on the keep file, but there's quite a few in there that I haven't played yet. So
well, we will work out how many he's not played.
Yeah.
Or we haven't been played. Sorry.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us for this 3rd video in the Cull. We will obviously be back with our sort of next video. We reckon now we're halfway through. We're probably going to have another 2 or 3.
3
of these to go through the whole collection. And then hopefully we'll come back to everything that's coming. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks for watching along. Give us a like and a subscribe. Check out other videos on the channel, and we'll catch you next time.
Thank you.
Take care.